little late, guys. I just got off the phone with a member of Silencer Central. We're going to be talking about that and a bunch of other things here.
Wait, you didn't just come out in the first few seconds with the name of the company, did you?
Well, like we're going to go through a bunch.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, so let's just do this. I am just going to stick to the facts of what is going on here. Okay. So facts only. Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to get all my information up here. Whose dog is barking?
Apparently, someone is breaking into Rich's house because his dogs are freaking out.
Yeah, so just give me 1 second here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's important that we stick to the facts. There's no point in getting all emotional. Xanthi Misfit, Goombean, good to see you guys. Shauna, Johnny Bar, Agarazer, 556 Media.
Right,
what's up?
And my article is live on MLN.com, so we're just going to pull that.
Shayna Ewing.
Isn't that great? She's so incredible.
So let me just, I'm just going to share my article because I think that's the best way to go
I
about
could just read the summary of Guns and Gadgets video.
Rich. All right. So this is what this we're just going to go this. After publication is prepared, Silencer Central contacted MLN News via phone. They confirmed certain lobbying details and noted that two things can be true at once regarding their position on suppressor deregulation. We have requested a formal statement for clarity, which we have not received yet. This article will be updated if and when such a statement is provided. All right. So there's been rumors circulating out here that a certain company has been lobbying to keep suppressors on the NFA.
But why would a company like that do such a thing?
We're going to get to all that. One of and on Monday, there is a podcast called Relay Shooting on Rumble. Really good podcast. They reported that Silencer Central was working against removing suppressors from the NFA, which what a lot of us have heard behind the scenes. The Silencer Central is the largest manufacturer and seller of suppressors in the United States. They are part of the American. They were a part of the American Suppressor Association, but they left a year ago. The ASA has been lobbying for passage of the HPA and removals of suppressors from the NFA.
Interesting.
So, multiple sources on Capitol Hill has been saying that Silencer Central has been lobbying to keep suppressors on the NFA. Silencer Central's business model is they ship suppressors directly to your door, which is an option for NFA items, but not an option for GFA items. When one user asked where they stand on it, they said, as the nation's largest online retailer of suppressors, we are also one of the largest manufacturers. Our commitment is to our
customer wavering.
Wavering. Go talk.
No, I mean, I honestly thought that was funny because that's what they posted on Twitter yesterday. During all this, knowing this was going on, I read their post, and it's yesterday evening on Silencer Central around 6 or so p.m. Eastern. It says, as the nation's largest online retailer of suppressors, we're also one of the largest manufacturers. Our commitment to our customer is unwavering, and we support any effort that reduces barriers to make suppressor ownership more accessible.
Asterisk.
And I put, wow, that's adorable. You all right, Crump?
Crump's frozen on my end. He has been frozen for a while.
I'm back. Sorry. You guys there?
Yeah. I know about everybody else, but your video's been frozen and
I know. I'm gonna fix that in a second. Hold on.
So yeah, I just read the Twitter post. Yeah, I don't know how you. I don't want to speak out of turn, so I'm gonna let you do your thing because I don't want to say anything that.
All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to get accurate information out there.
Yeah.
The most accurate information out there, and my camera decided to stop working. What the hell?
Crump's got to reboot his Gateway 2000.
No, I got it right there. There we go.
Should we discuss the documents?
Yeah, we can.
Well, we got to talk about the business model.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the business model because that is important, I think. All right. So their business model is the following. They ship suppressors directly to your door because the NFA allows them to do that. Right?
So basically they have a power of attorney. You sign a power of attorney, and basically you don't have to go to an FFL, and because it is an NFA item. When I first heard about this, I'm like, why can't we do that with pistols? Pistols, rifles, whatever. But it's a carve out with the NFA, apparently.
Yeah. So okay, so I'm just saying that we have.
Yeah, I was just saying for an NFA item, you still have to do a 4473 when you pick it up. So basically, you sign power of attorney, they do it for you, ship it to your door.
I don't think it's human power of attorney. You just fill it on the line and you submit it.
Yeah, well, that's the only way they can lawfully sign for someone.
You sign it. You sign it digitally.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, if that's
okay. So GOA sent out a letter. Silencer Central was not on there. Silencer Shop was. So that led a lot of people to ask why they're not on there. And you already read the response.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody asked them, do you support the full passage of Section 2 of the HPA? They did not respond. The person I talked to over Silencer Shop, they said we absolutely support the HPA, but two things can be right. Or Silencer Central, sorry. Two things can be right at the same time. There was an interview done in 2024. And there's a quote by Brandon Maddox, who's the owner. When you guys want to read this?
Sure. Starting from where?
We are both.
So it says, we are both a dealer and we also are manufacturers, Maddox said. We have a line of products that are some of the best selling. Can you zoom in a little? It's just a hair too small.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Zoom on the right page.
We have a line of products, thank you, that are some of the best selling in the nation. People may not realize this because people do not have access to them because we sell direct. We could sell a whole lot more if they became non-NFA items. That makes sense? I think where we differ from some people is we feel there could be some sort of crawl, walk, run, Maddox continued. Some people are really focused on the Hearing Protection Act, on HPA, as in like HPA, right? To me, it is obvious Biden is not going to sign that. I get trying to create some momentum for that. What we have been looking for is, are there some key wins we can get for the silencers that would help us gradually get closer to getting approved for the Hearing Protection Act instead of focusing solely on that? The first public mention of Silencer Central being the company behind the lobbying against removing suppressors from the NFA was on the May 12th episode of the We Like Shooting podcast. They called out.
I just wanted to read that quote.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I talk about.
Well, I think that last couple of parts are maybe important.
Okay.
Just to add. They called out the company by name, but the rumors were already spreading in the gun community before the episode was released. The We Like Shooting podcast did not disclose its sources, and Amaland News could not confirm the claim. So for anyone that was like, why are you protecting the company? It's important to confirm evidence before putting it out there.
All right. No. So there's two lobbying reports. One says that is to develop and support suppressor tax stamp conservation legislation, and the other one is Hearing Protection Act. Now,
right, John, explain what the report is. What is that? Why is there that document? Why does it exist?
Okay, they filed a lobbying report where they spent $50,000 to develop and support the suppressor tax conservation legislation.
In other words, they want the tax stamp to exist, and they're throwing money at that.
Maybe, but it also could be that they support the Pittman-Robertson Wildlife Act, which I also think is unconstitutional, but whatever.
What's that?
Basically, the 11% excise tax on your firearms.
So neither is good?
I don't think neither is good, but it could be that they want the tax stamp fee to go to Pittman-Robertson.
The lobbying report literally says, like, the name of the individual, Silencer Central LLC, $50,000, and it says to lobby for the preservation of. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm just saying what it could mean.
I mean, I think it says what it could mean. I think they wrote exactly what they wanted was legislation for the preservation of tax stamps.
Yeah, I'm just saying what it could mean. But then they hired another company called RBW Group.
A lobbying group.
The lobbying group. Okay. Let's see here. I think I might have got a comment back.
In live time.
Let's see here. Let's see. I might have a comment, which would be good. Here it goes. Silencer Central is closely monitoring ongoing congressional hearings surrounding the HPA Act. We have been vocal supporters of the HPA, as well as current proposal of 0% tax stamp. Our priority has always been and will continue to be advocating for deregulation and Second Amendment rights while supporting any win that we can get for our customers regarding their firearms accessory ownership rights along the way. Regardless of the ever-changing regulatory landscape, we remain focused on delivering exceptional service and standing to the community, and we're proud of that. That's from Brandon Maddox.
I don't know what they said.
Yeah, I didn't hear words there. I mean, I'm confused because the lobbying request says lobbying for the preservation of tax stamp or NFA legislation.
I really would rather hear from a company. I firmly stand in support of Section 2 of the HPA, or I do not support Section 2 of the HPA. Period. Done.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what we got. So you guys can read into it whatever way you want. But everything is
it's a bunch of words. It's word salad.
Yeah, everything is still everything, all the lobbying reports and everything are on MLN.com. So you can look it up and make your own decisions. I did not I'm specifically being just facts and not conjectures. Because I want you guys to make up your mind. I'm telling you what I heard from the Hill and what I've heard from other people. We've heard from other people that are different from my sources.
Could you zoom back in on the lobbying report real quick?
Which one?
So right there, I think it may have been the first part. Would you scroll back up? So zoom in on that area if you could.
Which area?
Just that area there. Just zoom in like a couple clicks. I just can't see. I'm trying to find the area where it says, okay, so that's the RBW. Okay, so go down to the next one.
This is the one where they lobby for they lobby for a couple different things here. One of the things is they like, they are lobbying HPA. They are it doesn't say if you're for or against. It says you're lobbying HPA. They are lobbying HPA and suppressor regulation, which can mean either way. Now, if you then it goes hunting and whatever. I will state that when I talked to them, that they did state some stuff that I was told that they were lobbying for that wasn't made public that they mentioned. So that gave me a feeling that my sources are correct.
What do you mean?
Like some of the stuff I haven't made public about what they were asking for was mentioned in my conversation with them.
What about, so where's the document where it literally says Silencer Central LLC, the name, and that they're specifically requesting for the lobbying of the preservation of tax stamps legislation?
It's one of these. Let me find it here.
So we have documentation here about them hiring lobbyists, and the title of it said the preservation.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure. I mean, they could say, "Hey, we're talking about like land conservation."
Oh, come on, dude.
Actually, I'm just saying what is listed on the document. The rumor is that we've heard that they've been lobbying to keep the tax stamp, whether it's $200, $5, $0.
Here you go.
They have been lobbying.
Develop and support suppressor tax stamp conservation legislation. Developing legislation which would conserve tax stamps.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but they could state that the Pittman Robertson's thing. That's why I put that
So
in there.
they could want the $200 to go to preserving wetlands.
Yeah.
We don't know. We would have to know what the lobbying activities were by that group.
Did I miss something or what? I mean, that text is damning.
I believe I'm with you, Dark. I'm not saying I'm just saying Crump's devil's advocate on that. They could say, hey, dude, it was for the conservation of wetlands, as opposed to the way I read it, the way we all read it when we first saw it is like, holy cow, this is a smoking gun. They want to keep the tax stamp because that keeps their business model.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think it's. I wouldn't say that it's 100% a smoking gun.
Right. And I'm just saying our reactions to it at the time when we first read it, and you could say it means anything, but basically, this is the documentation, and we've heard rumors about what that they're preventing suppressors coming off the NFA.
Yeah.
And here's information we found. Do with it what you want.
Develop tax stamp preservation legislation. I mean, so my understanding is that they make money off of the trust process and the transaction. So
the trust. I mean, I think I think that trusts are free now.
Well, I mean, whatever it is, if their model is to get paid off of the transaction that we're stuck doing as regular citizens, non-SOT citizens, while the NFA exists, if they're making money off of that, then this would, if the Hearing Protection Act is passed, this would have a massive negative impact on their organization. So I could understand why a company would. So I guess I'm not saying I understand as in like I have sympathy or empathy for them. I'm saying that it would make sense why a company would maybe even put their integrity aside for a bit to, for the purpose of preserving revenue, people's jobs, right? Like it is what it is. If this is what it is, then that is a massive turncoat, terrible thing to do. And I don't understand anything other than what that line says to be what it said.
Yeah, either way, you're going to have to make up your own mind.
Yeah, and I don't think no one here is trying to convince someone to do business with or not do business with anyone.
You guys know how I work, right? I give you guys the facts, and I don't gatekeep. I don't tell you what to do. I say, here's the facts, and you guys do what you want.
So, I'm just like plugging the pieces together for myself, my own personal opinion. This is not a full-throated, we do not believe suppressors should be on the NFA, and we support removing them from the NFA. They did not full-throatedly say that.
Silencer Co. is not. I see people saying Silencer Co. It's not. Silencer Co. has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, nor does Silencer Shop.
Nor Silencer Shop actually signed the GOA letter. So Yankee Marshall named Silencer Shop, but I think he was just guessing.
Yeah. So the documents that he's referring to were implying that Silencer Central was lobbying to keep suppressors as NFA items.
Well, the documents say that Silencer Central was lobbying
for the preservation of tax stamp legislation. I mean, just like Jordan is saying, the suppressor market will
Silencer Co. and Silencer Shop are both innocent in this. There's no accusations against either one of those companies. People are making an accusation against Silencer Central.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, we are not telling anyone to do business with or don't do business with anyone at all. The important thing is to get the information out there, and people can make their own decision. But I'm saying, for me personally, what I see when I read that is a company that is willing to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to preserve suppressors, for suppressors to remain on the NFA as per their business model. We've all been in situations where we've had to shift the model of our business, right? Like, yeah.
So I mean, I just don't want to see any companies be thrown under the bus that don't deserve to be thrown under the bus. And there's a lot of smoke here, but things can be interpreted in different ways.
So, all right, we've shared the facts, we shared the conjecture. Now, the question is, what can we do? Can we make phone calls?
I would say start making phone calls to.
And who are we calling?
The Senate.
So, Jason Smith?
No, I would say call the Senate.
So call the Senate switchboard. Do we have the Senate switchboard number?
I can get it. I should have had that.
I mean,
is that the 202-224-3121?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you, Dark Crump, whoever. And DJ Play Nice. Look at him. So you want to talk to them about the HPA Hearing Protection Act, and you want to make sure that suppressors be nice and polite. Don't
Section 2 of the HPA be included,
meaning that they get removed from the NFA.
Correct.
So that, just like buying a firearm, you could walk into an FFL, say that can, fell out of 4473, and walk out with it after you pass the background check. Unless you're in Tennessee, where you just show your CCW card.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I think we're done here. I don't think we can add any more to this. But there you guys go.
I think we're giving them too much.
So CloverTax says this can be done. So, or the reason why this is important right now. So we need to talk about the legislative structure.
Can this be done through this can be done through reconciliation. The Supreme Court said the NFA is a tax. The Byrd rule says you can only tax items only requires
51%,
like a 51 vote, including the tiebreaker. So because the Supreme Court said this is a tax, and the Senate also said that the NFA is a tax, it could be passed with a simple majority.
And they're cramming this into the budget.
Yeah, which has to pass.
Has to pass. So this is the closest, as Dark has said several times, in 100 years that we've been to getting this pulled off the NFA. And we need to make sure the rhinos don't rhino. That we tell them we got their back. They need to do this.
Baptize him in fire. Congratulations on the new job. But yep, I think I would have guessed the definition knives were behind this. I don't think so.
I think y'all know me better. I would literally carve my own cans out of wood using a knife from definition knives before. I don't know. I would never compromise on my integrity for money, but what do I know? I'm just me.
Yep. All right, guys. So with that, we are going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, That is it. All right. Bye.